16th appearance, her 11th start. Her first pitch in there for a strike, and we are underway right on time at 3:05 p.m. Cloud cover here, mid-60s in Moraga. Expected to get a little bit colder and a little bit cloudier as this one ranges on. Nishikawa checks the sign and delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low and away. That is in Nishikawa's arsenal of tricks. She'll go fastball, not really blow you away speed from Nishikawa, more looking to induce weak contact, and the way she mixes both her speeds and positions of her pitches is masterful for a freshman. The 1-1 misses high, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And we're seeing that play out in full force. We had the changeup, we had the fastball, and this time we had a little bit of a breaking ball. So she's not afraid to go back and forth to decide which pitch she wants to do because she doesn't want to give something easy to someone like Kern.
2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Kern. The pitch hits Kern right on the Evo shield on her right elbow, and she will take first base on the hit by pitch. Set the defensive alignment for you for the Gales. Left to right in the outfield, it's Camille Lara, Hannah Ferguson, and Victoria Castillo. Corner infielders are Sam Buckley at third, Taylor Lane at first. Up the middle, it's Tori Cervantes at short, Marissa Montalongo at second. The battery duo, it's Genevieve Amador behind the plate, Mia Nishikawa doing the pitching. And that was head coach Sonia Garnett out there to check with our home plate umpire Mark Maciel to see if the elbow of Kern was actually over the plate. It was not, and she is awarded first base for the most dangerous hitter in this lineup for Stanford to come up. That's Jones, who drops down a bunt right in front of the circle, fielded by Nishikawa. No throw. Jones showing off the wheels there on the infield single.
She wasn't afraid to show that speed right there. That's the idea of having the bunt. With that small infield, you want to try to take advantage of anything goes. And she laid it down perfectly to bait Nishikawa in for that single.
2 on, nobody out here. And up steps the third place hitter, Ava Gall. Gall, one of the 2 major power hitters in this Stanford lineup. It'll be back-to-back Gall and Kaneshiro, who have combined for 17 home runs. Change up in the dirt, smothered there by Amador. 1 ball and no strikes. Nishikawa falls behind to Gall, who steps in with a .295 average on the year. She's started and appeared in 46 of now 47 contests for the Cardinal. 1 ball and no strikes. Nishikawa delivers. This one misses high. 2-0 the count, working into a hitter's count. A dangerous spot here for the freshman Nishikawa is the freshman Ava Gall. Gall from Lakeside, California, and graduate of El Capitan High School. 2 balls and no strikes. Nishikawa delivers. This one in there for a strike. Little extra giddy up behind that fastball. Something we don't always see from Nishikawa when she will come out and pop the glove of Amador.
It's definitely, I did see a lot of that giddy up with that little spin rate. It was spinning hot.
2 balls and 1 strike. Not much wind to speak of here. We've seen it occasionally blow in from left field. The 2-1. This one hit, one hopped over to Montalongo for 6, and holding on to it there is Tori Cervantes. On the fielder's choice, that is the first out, and there are runners at the corners with 1 away.
I think I would be certain to say that Gal was expecting something a little bit near the barrel of her bat. She was swinging as if that pitch was hitting right for the barrel, but it wound up going high and inside, and it got her right near her hands for a little jam fielder's choice.
Well done there by Nishikawa. The only negative about that play, it wasn't hit with enough pace for the Gales to try and complete the turn of the double play. Now with runners at the corners, you'll see the corner infielders come in for the ever-dangerous Ali Kaneshiro. Middle infield at double play depth for the catcher for the Cardinal. First pitch to her on the ground through the left side, and that'll be the first run of the ball game. An RBI single for Ali Kaneshiro, her 32nd run driven in of the season. That leads this Cardinal squad.
I think there seemed to be a little bit of unsureness from that infield spot.
Checks in with a red-hot .318 average. First pitch to her, she shows bunt, pulls it back as the pitch misses high. Amador will look both runners back to their respective bases. 1 ball and no strikes. Neither Kaneshiro nor Gall have attempted a stolen base this season. Another left-handed batter, a heavy contingent of left-handed hitters in this lineup. For the Stanford Cardinal, just 2 right-handed bats in the lineup. This one in there for a strike on the outside corner with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
So far, those strikes have been right up in the upper corner, right up in the upper outside corner. Nothing near yet thus far.
Nishikawa will not miss over the heart of the plate typically. When she has been hurt, it's been a lot of just slow singles to gaps. Bunt shown here, drop down nicely. Nishikawa fields it, fires over to Montalongo, not in time. And it's another infield bunt single, this time belonging to Chan. And the one of 2 seniors, 3 seniors, in this starting batting order. A 4th in the circle today is Regan Krause. And again, the Gales will go with that similar alignment. Middle infield at double play depth. Corner infielders stepped up in front of their bags, trying to get the force at the plate. First pitch, slow breaking ball, misses off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes to Koch, the senior, doing battle with Nishikawa, the freshman.
That was the changeup that we keep seeing from Nishikawa. She hasn't gotten full control of it. It's going outside or low. She wants it something that can go up and fall off the table for a strike.
1 ball and no strikes. The count. The pitch, fastball, misses high. 2-0. Nishikawa falls behind to Koch. Bases charged here for the Cardinals, the Cardinal, looking to put up a crooked number here in the top of the first, already ahead 1-0. The 2-0. And that one went ahead and plunked the batter, Koch, on the elbow. And that's an RBI hit by pitch. Second batter hit by Nishikawa today.
That's the second rise ball. I think that was another rise ball that wasn't supposed to go inside, but clipped the Evo shield barely. And now Coach Garnett had to go about there just to ensure there wasn't any encroachment of the plate. And Koch didn't look like she was encroaching. She was just taking it ready to take a pitch instead of not swinging it, and it clipped her in the Evo shield. Now it's a 2-run game.
2-0 on 3 singles and 2 hit batters so far, just 1 away in the top of the first. This is the 3rd time the Gales have squared off with a ranked opponent. First pitch, rise ball, misses high, 1 ball and no strikes to Barry. The other 2 times were against the Cal Golden Bears, the hated rivals of the Stanford Cardinal. Gales dropped both of those 8-3 the first one. Second one, they fell 2-1 in extras. 1 ball, no strikes. Nishikawa rocks and delivers. This one in there for a strike, evening things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hasn't been around the zone as much as we're used to seeing for Nishikawa. And again, I think that's the residual effects of having such an offensive-heavy lineup that the Cardinal roll out. You don't want to be around the zone as much as you typically are against some of your typical WCC foes, as the 1-1 is swung on and missed, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Nishikawa instead trying to make the perfect pitch, and it's Koster here trying to get pitches up and in, trying to handcuff batters, and it's resulted in 2 hit batsmen.
At some point, you're going to have to try and get something to bait the batter in, because you don't want to be moving around outside or up.
Looking for a ground ball here against Barry. Nishikawa delivers. This one just a bit outside, evening things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Already 20 pitches delivered by Miya Nishikawa. Just 9 of them in the zone, and most of those have been put in play. Not a lot of swing and miss today. That's what we can expect from this offensive juggernaut of a lineup for Stanford. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nishikawa delivers. Change up. Ringer up. Strike 3. Filthy stuff there from Nishikawa. It looks the same exact motion as the fastball, and just slowly gets there and drops and stops on a dime right at the batter's knees.
Now that was the changeup Nishikawa was looking for. She was looking for one that can kind of just look like a fastball but fall off the table at the last moment, and she got that pitch in for strike 3.
2 away here. Base is still loaded, but the infield will go back to their regular positions here as Lim, the right fielder, steps up to the plate. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 to Caitlin Lim, another senior in this lineup, making her 46th appearance in 47 tries and her 31st start. Left-handed hitting right fielder. No batter's glove look in the left-handed batter's box. The 0-1. This one misses just a bit outside, evening things up at 1-1. You can see that against these left-handed batters, Nishikawa wants to work that outside corner, whether it's with the changeup or the fastball. 1-1 strike. The changeup misses below the knees. 2-1 strike.
She's trying to avoid anything in these batters' wheelhouse, especially when most of this team, should I say, is batting 250 or better. You don't want to give anything easy.
2-1 the count from Nishikawa. Gets the sign from Amador. Rocks and fires the 2-1. This one hit right back to her on a hop. Fires it over to Taylor Lane. And the side is retired. Stanford pushes 2 across in the top of the first. Gales coming up to bat. Hitting. That is the lineup that is scheduled to face Regan Krause. The senior comes in with a 16-3 record. This is her 27th appearance on the year. That leads the team. Her 21st start also leads the team. Fastball misses low in the dirt to Ferguson. 1-0 strikes. A 2.56 ERA, 104 innings worked, just 38 earned runs allowed, 77 strikeouts to 28 walks. And she's a fireballer, is Krause. She delivers. This one slapped a high chopper over towards the pitcher's circle, and Ferguson beats the throw by a step. It's an infield single for Hannah Ferguson, and she's been struggling to get the bat going of late. So that's a big confidence booster there for Ferguson, and she's on first. Now a big stolen base threat as well.
Yeah, not even though that hit was kind of like one of those bounce up and a little chip shot there, she was able to run that out and she got on with that leadoff single.
Now, for Ferguson, that's her game, the slap hitter. She wants to just put the ball in play and use her wheels to get on, and that's exactly what she did here. Sets the table for Montalongo, the senior second baseman. This one misses high, 1 ball and no strikes to Montalongo, who is having a career year in her 4th year with St. Mary's. Average up to 360 now for the second baseman out of Kingsburg, California, the 1-0. And that one hit Montalongo. Or no, it did not. She made her way down over to first and was summoned back to the batter's box by our home plate umpire, Mark Maciel. And now Coach Garnett wants an explanation. That's 2 times she felt like a Stanford batter was out over the plate, got hit by a pitch, and this time thought her batter was hit by the pitch and was not. Instead, it's just ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Mark Maciel, our home plate umpire, as this one misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. He is assisted today over at first base by Eddie Cooper and at third by Jim Bertuzzi. All 3 familiar faces that we've seen out at Cottrell Field at one point or another this season. The 3-0 bunt shown, pulled back. That one's in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. I don't think Montalongo had any thought of dropping down the bunt there. I think she was just trying to obstruct the view of the strike zone and then pulls it back. But that one was right down the heart of the plate. The 3-1. This one fouled away. Working back full now is Regan Krause against Montalongo.
I think one of the things that I'm noticing with Krause is that she's not afraid to show some heat with that fastball. Because as I'm looking at that radar gun right there in front of us, all of those are in the mid-60s.
She is a fireballer. The 3-2 skips in the dirt. Taking off there was Ferguson to see if that ball would kick away further from Kaneshiro, but she was able to recover it. And the Gales have their first 2 base runners on here with nobody out. Ferguson and Montalongo, the 2 fastest players on this team on the base paths, and potentially the hottest hitter on this Gale side, Taylor Lane, up to the plate, all the way up to the 3 spot in the lineup. She started the year in the 5 spot, had dropped all the way down to the 8 spot in the lineup, now up to 3 the way she's been hitting, but lines this one right back to Krause. Krause fires back to her shortstop, Buckley, for the double play, and as soon as it looked like the Gales had something going, quickly there are 2 away.
That was hit really well, but it was just unlucky to find the glove of Krause, and it caught Ferguson off guard that she got called out at second there, and you got the double play, and they're 2 away.
The St. Mary's Gales ultra aggressive on the base path, top 15 in the country in stolen bases this year, and you'll see that sometimes results in them running into outs. Montalongo takes off, and she is swiped second safely without a throw as that one got away from Kaneshiro. For Montalongo, that is her 29th stolen base in 31 tries this season.
think she was just going to run anyway. She had that ability to run right when that pitch went, but the ball just skipped past. But the ball, of course, just skipped past Kaneshiro, and you got a runner at scoring position with 2 outs.
That was the 53rd stolen base in the career of Marissa Montalongo. That ties her for 5th all time. This one misses high, 2 balls and no strikes.
So far, we've only seen the fastball from Reagan Krause. She can have the ability to show that fastball. It can hit the zone, or it could hit low or high. I'm curious if she'll hit any other off-speed pitches.
This one misses low and in, 3 balls and no strikes. So again, the command really evading Krause, but she has 2 away here. 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning unscathed is, again, she doesn't want to give Buckley anything she can drive. This is the Gales' best hitter in the lineup, as this one is in there for a strike, 3-1. Sam Buckley comes in leading the West Coast Conference, 396, where her average is at. She just broke the WCC single-season triples record. She's 1 triple away from breaking the St. Mary's triples record. The 3-1 misses high, and that's ball 4. She also leads the Gales in that category, if you were wondering. The base on ball for Buckley, that was her 23rd this season. Almost double the next closest Gale. That would have been Montalongo, who has 13. In fact, 14 as she walked an inning ago. Now Genevieve Amador, excellent 2-out hitter, the Gales catcher, batting in the 5-hole, looking to drive in a run. First pitch swinging, high chopper over to the shortstop, strides and fires. In time is the throw to Gall from the shortstop for Stanford. And the Gale, top of the order, Taryn Kern and Emily Jones. Kylie Buckley, the freshman, looking for her first collegiate hit, primarily used as a pinch runner this season. 13 runs scored, but just 1 AB this season. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Made that nice play over at short to retire the side. Strand a couple of runners on for the Gales. 2-0 our scoreline here in the top of the second. Nishikawa back on to work. First pitch in there for a strike. Buckley thought about offering at it, but brings the bat back to her shoulder. And again, you talked about the discrepancies in speed there. Mid-60s, what you see from the starter for Stanford Krause. Meanwhile, that was the fastball for Nishikawa, just at 58 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're seeing a little range of differences, as I'll finish that in just a bit.
The 0-1. This one misses off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishikawa needed 25 pitches to get through the first inning.
But the thing about it is that we're seeing a lot of off-speed pitches from Nishikawa, whereas compared to Krause, she's only throwing fastball, fastball, fastball.
And she may have more to her arsenal, certainly, but just the first time through the lineup, just showing the fastball here. This one on the inside corner for a strike, and Nishikawa's ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think even then with Krause, it's just she's just basically giving the Gales something like, okay, here it is. See if you can hit me with your best shot.
Nishikawa has gone 3 straight fastballs here to the 9th place hitter Buckley. This one, a fastball, misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next offering will be the 30th from Nishikawa. Through her first 25 pitches that she needed in the first inning, actually more balls than strikes. Very uncharacteristic, but again, this is a great test for the true freshman against this lineup. Again, this is not a conference game, so just see how you can face one of the best lineups in the country. This one skied foul, long run for Camille Lara, and that one will fall out of play near the Gales hitting facility. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You brought up how this is a non-conference game, and for good reason for both squads. For St. Mary's, they haven't played in a week, no conference games this weekend. Stanford coming off a bad series loss against UCLA. So both are trying to get themselves in different grooves for different various reasons.
And I don't know that you could necessarily say it was a bad conference loss. Obviously a sweep as the breaking ball is sent into center field. Long run and a diving catch is made by Hannah Ferguson. Another web gem for the center fielder for the Gales.
That was a great play in it from Hannah. She had that time. She had that running in, and she dived at the right time, and it fell into her web.
It is incredible to see the range that Ferguson, the center fielder for the Gales, have. I thought there was 0 chance that she would get to that ball. I was ready to congratulate Buckley on her first collegiate hit. Instead, highway robbery by Hannah Ferguson, laying out to make that basket catch for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and Kern, who was hit by a pitch and scored back in the first. First pitch misses off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. You can see Amador there trying to slap that one back into the strike zone. But definitely a little bit off that outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes now the count. Nishikawa falls behind to Kern. The 1-0 misses high. 2 balls and no strikes now to the Cardinal leadoff hitter who is currently riding, I beg your pardon, no, it's Emily Jones who's riding now a 16-game hitting streak after her bunt single. She has seen her average rise up to 403. For Kern, her average at 289 as Jones still stands in the on-deck circle. Nishikawa gets the sign from Amador and delivers the 2-0. This one misses below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes. And Nishikawa, she's not missing by much. But again, I think this is where you see the maturity start to kick in. She can't just bring her normal stuff against a lineup like Stanford. She has to paint corners. And she's going to miss more and not have the higher strike rate that we're used to seeing. About 71% of her pitches are usually in there for strikes, as this one is in there for a strike. You're not going to see that today, because if you do, you're going to get clobbered by this lineup. So instead, like we said, this is a big growth moment for the freshman Nishikawa. She's been the best of the best for the Gales, and prior to that, in her prep career at Central East High School over in Fresno. But now seeing this lineup, she gets to see the true best of the best, or one of them, we'll say, of this lineup, as this one misses away. Ball 4. Kern on for the second time today. Once hit by a pitch, now works the walk. Now 1 away here, and up steps Jones. She had the bunt single back in the first and was eliminated on the fielder's choice.
See, here's the thing with Nishikawa. She can't just rely on the outside corners a little too much. Otherwise, you're just going to drive up the ball ratio, the ball strike ratio high. You got to try to bait your hitters into something that can throw off a hitter.
So Jones has the average up to 408 after last bunt single. Will try it again. Drops it down perfectly. No throw made by the Gales. And that is another bunt single from Jones. Talk about a speedster. One center fielder showing off the wheels out there. That was Hannah Ferguson for the Gales. Now Jones showing it off with a couple of bunt singles.
Hey, after all, she has that speed. Even on the base paths, though, as she has stolen 14 bases out of possible 14 attempts. So she was not afraid to use that power to run that bag out.
Up steps the third place hitter, Gall. Hit into a fielder's choice in a very similar situation her last time up. The only difference was there was nobody out at the time. First pitch, stung foul just wide of that first base bag. And it's a loud strike 1.
Yeah, it was a little close there. It was just before the bag instead of after the bag. Just landed right there, but it was just a smidge off the wrong side of the line.
Gall, 0 for 1 today. The only player in the first 6 spots of this lineup the first time through that did not reach base, or she did reach base via the fielder's choice, but there was an out recorded off of her bat. This one misses high and wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I see she's going back to the corners again. She's trying to paint it high, those high, low corners. It's all up to her catcher to try to frame it in for a strike.
So far for Nishikawa, just 1 walk surrendered, but has plunked a couple of batters. The 1-1. This one misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Amador with the extra effort trying to frame that one up.
Yeah, if you noticed her glove, she slid it in. She gave that little pivot there to try to pivot in as a strike.
Avery Wolverton starting to stretch out in the Gales bullpen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nishikawa delivers. This one sent to right field. Long run for Castillo, and that one's gone. 3-run blast for Ava Gall, her 9th of the season, tying her with Ali Kaneshiro for the team lead, who is coming up to the plate now.
And that was the thing, where she was just trying to avoid pitching something right in the wheelhouse, right in the middle. Well, she did give up something in the wheelhouse, and that was the end game result, a home run.
5th run for the Cardinal on 5 hits. The first extra base hit surrendered by Nishikawa. Infield again will come together to try and help the freshman regroup as Kaneshiro steps up to the plate. Kaneshiro had an RBI single back in the first. Scored 2, in fact. is not true. Just a single RBI single. The other run coming in to score on Koch's hit by pitch. First pitch swinging, sends us to right center field. Long run, and that'll split the gap. Ferguson fields it cleanly off the wall, fires it in over her cutoff's head, and in standing with a double is Ali Kaneshiro.
And I thought that was actually a good pitch. It just found a lot of contact. It was a pitch that wasn't bad.
These great teams like Stanford to just prep for that. It's like when batters in the on deck circle start swinging the weighted bat. Almost.
Put the donut.
Put the donut. Yep, absolutely. First pitch misses high to Chan. 1 ball and no strikes. Already 43 pitches now offered by Nishikawa. 21 of them in the zone, 22 wide ones. 5 runs on 6 hits already for the Cardinal. The 1-0. This one sent to left field. Back on it is Laura. She'll make the catch and fire back to second. Scampering back in time is Kaneshiro for the second out. Two away here. And now Kaylin Koch up to the plate, already with an RBI to her name, and she was plunked by a pitch with the bases loaded. For Koch, that was her 23rd RBI of the season at the time. Has a chance for another one here if she can find some grass. Kaneshiro runs well for a catcher. She hasn't attempted a stolen bases here. There's the pretty changeup from Nishikawa. No balls and 1 strike to Koch, who comes in with a .288 average.
It's a pretty changeup. It had a lot of spin on that if you were to track that ball down.
5-0 our score here in the top of the second. Nishikawa looking to stop the bleeding here. The 0-1. This one misses up and in, evening things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishikawa came in with a 10-5 record. The 10 wins, leads the Gales. 22nd appearance, also a team high for the Gales. 16th start, that leads the Gales as well. The 1-1. On the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishikawa works ahead to Koch. Nishikawa has kind of been pitcher 1A, back and forth between her and Odie Vasquez, the two, I would say, weekly starters for the Gales. And then Avery Wolverton will get mixed in the work as well as a starter. And then Chelsea Bennett out of the bullpen. Braxton Brown as well. The 1-2. Misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the second. Little deuces or wild action.
Yeah, I saw an interesting rise ball that had a little wicked movement as I saw a little slice as it hit the corner. The outside corner, way outside, just a bit up the top at the outside, should I say.
Nishikawa gets the sign and delivers. This one hit on a line and over the glove, the outstretched glove of Montalongo. The throw to the plate is cut off by Buckley, and it's an RBI single for Koch. Her second run driven in today, make it 6-0. Cardinal ahead of the Gales, and that may trigger the pitching change. She has a couple of saves this season as well. 65 innings worked, 46 strikeouts to 22 walks, and she will face the bottom third of this lineup. It's Barry to lead things off the third baseman, and this one's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Wolverton is one of those pitchers that Coach Sonia Garnett likes to rely on to start or come in relief. It's her, Nishikawa, or Vasquez. Or Odie Vasquez, should I say.
Yeah, typically, Wolverton has been used as the third starter as this one swung on and missed because she's so good in these bullpen situations in case things start to go south early for Vasquez or for Nishikawa. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Wolverton. Now she will start as well and has started very well in her own right. The 0-2, this one drifts wide of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, you're seeing the runner at first, Koch, very aggressive with those secondary leads, but just 1 stolen base on 1 attempt. This Stanford side doesn't run too much. They don't want to run themselves into outs with the mighty bats at the plate.
No way. You want to try to take advantage of that offense.
The 1-2. This one misses, outside corner. The throw down is not in time, and there's the second stolen base for Koch in as many tries. So making us eat our words there, Roddy. Koch takes the base, and she's in scoring position for Barry with the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, when it comes to stolen bases and offense, Coke is it.
And back to the batter at the plate. Barry up to the plate. 2-2 the count. This one skied into left field, long run. And ranging over to make the catch in foul territory is Torrey Cervantes to retire the side. 4 more come across for Danny Hayes coming into the game in left. Taking a look at the rest of our fielding alignment. Same infield. Waiting to see the numbers not blocked by the gloves for the Cardinal. Out in center field, I believe that's still Emily Jones. And in right field, that's still Caitlin Berry. This one, or beg your pardon, Caitlin Lim, as this one's fouled away by Torrey Cervantes. So just a straight up defensive change there for the Cardinal. It's coming into left field for Chan is Danny Hayes. 0-1 the count to Torrey Cervantes. She has cooled off mightily since a red-hot start to the season. Average now down at 277 as this one misses high. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Kraus back on for her second inning of work, needing 15 pitches to retire the side in the first. This one swung on and missed, 2-2. Cervantes has struggled with that. She has been behind a lot of fastballs this season, but she's been great as a leadoff hitter, hitting .550 as a leadoff hitter this season. This one fouled back. 68 on the fastball there from Kraus.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. I did see at least 1 breaking ball pitch in that pitch sequence, but she has been in that dugout a while after the Cardinal had put up a 4-piece on that 2 board.
2 balls and 2 strikes. This one stung foul again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a couple of foul balls in which Cervantes has been early and pulled it wide of third base. A couple that she's been late. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Gales' sophomore shortstop doing battle with the senior right-hander for the Cardinal, Kraus. The 2-2. This one fouled away. Good battle here by Cervantes. This will be pitch number 8 of the showdown, forthcoming. 6-0 our score. Cardinals 6 runs on 7 hits. The Gales no runs on just 1 hit. They put 2 on in the bottom of the first, as this one plunked. Torrey Cervantes got her on the bottom of the elbow, and the Gales have a base runner, and it's another speedster in the form of Torrey Cervantes. Now the freshman Alex Catanelli up to the plate.
Not sure where the plunking came from, unless it's kind of skimmed a bit of the Evo shield, and the home plate umpire Mark Maciel heard it, because it didn't look like it hit her from here, but look like it may have skimmed off the Evo shield if I had to take a guess.
Gales will take it. Cervantes, a speedster. This one, a slow roller over to the third baseman. Barry, and the throw gets into right field. Cervantes moves up to third on the E5.
Yeah, that was not a good throw from Barry. That was not a very good throw from Barry, as she tried to turn 2 on that. She had that quick transfer from glove to hand of the throw, and the throw was not very good, so it went in the right field for an error.
The Gales have something brewing here with runners at the corners. Cervantes at third, Catanelli at first. No pinch runner summoned yet for Catanelli. That'll happen a majority of the time, but instead the Gales will opt to have her on the base pass with Victoria Castillo up to the plate as she takes strike 1. Castillo average back on the upswing, close to 262. It's been as high as in the 300s this season and as low as in the 240s. The 0-1 she shows bunt, puts it right back to the pitcher, Kraus. Kraus fires over to her second baseman covering, and the throw down to second, and the tag applied. So it's a double play there, but a run scores on the bunt because it'll go down as a sacrifice. It'll be interesting how we score this here, but the run does score.
I mean, you're down by 6. If you may as well try and lay one down with nobody out in runners corners and see what happens. You're down by 6 anyway. You may as well try something and see what happens, and something did happen there, but hey, a run scores. You're on the board.
This one misses to Camille Lara, another freshman in this lineup. 1 ball and no strikes.
And I would like to point out that given the volatility of the way softball is in terms of scoring, anything can happen. Anything could and can happen.
This one fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 2 away here, 1-1 to Lara. Swings and misses at this one, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
She tried that slap her approach. She had the right approach there with the way that ball was traveling, but the barrel was just below her ball.
This time she gets it on, but it's hit a slow roller over to the second baseman. Kern flips it on over to Gall to retire the side. The Gales plate 1 run in the bottom of the second, head to the third. To face off with Avery Wolverton. First pitch, bunt, drop down, and that'll fall foul. 0-1, Wolverton ahead to Lim. Lim back in, the left-handed hitter. The pitch here from Wolverton, this one in there for a strike. 0-2, Wolverton in the driver's seat.
And we're seeing why Wolverton can come in as a reliever. She's not just a star material, but also a reliever. She's the utility person. She's making those commands and making those pitches, control where she wants to, and it's getting Stanford fooled.
No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Wolverton delivers. This one swung on and missed. Strikeout for Avery Wolverton for the first out here of the third.
Yeah, it was a good pitch there on that end. It looked like Lim tried to swing at that, but she came off a little late, and the barrel was just above the ball, and it got nothing but air for the first out.
So 1 away here. Up steps Buckley, 9th place hitter. First pitch swinging, skies this one foul. No balls and 1 strike.
I think I see someone else warming up in the St. Mary's bullpen. I can't see who it is from our vantage point.
Odie Vasquez starts to warm down there. No balls and 1 strike. This one in there for a strike. 0-2. Wolverton wheeling and dealing here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I could see Wolverton feeling herself right now, and looked like Buckley tried. No, not Buckley. Yeah, it looked like Buckley tried to sell back there for a moment. Excuse me, and tried to sell it as a ball.
The 0-2. This one hammered to deep left field, and making the catch on the warning track is Camille Lara for the second out. Buckley nearly missing her first collegiate hit being a home run.
Yeah, that just pretty much fooled anyone who is either a Stanford player or is cheering for Stanford. If we had a little bit more wind today, I'm sure that would gone out, because it looked like she got all of it, but we have no wind. And without the wind, it didn't have enough oomph to push over the fence and out.
So now there are 2 away. Back to the top of the order, and Kern. First pitch to her, misses away. First wide one delivered by Wolverton this inning. This one drifts wide of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes.
Not sure if Wolverton's starting to lose a little bit of control on that pitch there, but that near home run turned into a flyout may have kind of shooken her up a little bit, and hence why we haven't seen any control lately.
This one in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Back in the zone is Avery Wolverton.
Yeah, she found her She found that groove by just painting it where she wants it to be, and now she got that first strike. It's a 2-1 count.
2 balls and 1 strike. This one misses low. 3-1 the count.
That looked like a good pitch. It looked like Amador tried to sell it in the zone, and it looked like it seemingly was in the zone, especially with the way Amador was positioning her glove, but no call on that.
3 balls and 1 strike now the count. Wolverton gets the sign, checks the wristband, rocks, and delivers. And this one hit on the ground past the outstretched glove of the Gales' second baseman, Montalongo. First hit today for the leadoff hitter. Kern, third time she's been on base. It's a 2-out single.
Yeah, she's been finding those zones, and that one found a little bit of a late hit right there for a little slap, and it just found some space there past the second baseman Montalongo.
So now a runner on first with 2 away. Up steps Jones, 2 for 2, a couple of bunt singles. Might we see a third attempt at it? First pitch, no bunt shown there, and it's in there for a strike from Wolverton. Average up to 412 now for Jones. I mean, this kid can really hit. Whether or not it's the bunt being dropped down, I mean, it's really an impressive feat.
I mean, I'll save that thought for a moment.
The 0-1. This one slapped through the right side, but it hit the base runner, and that will end the inning. Hit trying to go first to back to the top of the order for the Gales. They hang up a 0 in the top of the third. Now they'll look to get the chance to get back the offensive momentum continuing. Hannah Ferguson led off the game with an infield single, brought the average up to 354. She looks to keep it rolling here against Krause, who's delivered just 30 pitches in this one, giving up 1 run on 1 hit. It was that leadoff single as this one's poked foul from the slap hitter Ferguson. No balls and 1 strike. So we want to let you know there was a change in the scoring. We've got it all updated for those of you following along on the live stats at home. Hayes entered the game when Avery Wolverton came into pinch as a pinch runner for Koch, as this one swung on and missed, 0-2. So it was not Koch with the stolen base, it was Hayes. Then Hayes stays in the game in left field, and the original starting left fielder for the Cardinal, that being Chan, is now the DP. This one is slapped foul wide of third base, and the count remains 0-2. So that has all been fixed, and I believe we are all up to date in our score sheet now. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, an aggressive hitter is Hannah Ferguson, as most slappers tend to be. So she's no stranger to this 0-2 count. Takes this one a bit wide. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think we're seeing this with both Ferguson and Kern today. We have very aggressive leadoff hitters, and the infield is taking no chances, as we can see, because the corners are playing in.
1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to the San Diego native Ferguson. She slaps this one just wide of the third base bag. It got under the glove of Barry, but still just kicked wide on the outside part of that third base bag. Good battle here by Ferguson. She's already seen 5 pitches offered by Krause this second time up. 1-2 the count remains. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Stanford. 1 run on 1 hit for the Gales. Another one just wide of the third base bag.
Again, that's the power of being a left-handed slap hitter. You can having that little slapping strategy. You can run at it while swinging, so you can give yourself a little bit of oomph on your run to first, but not too much, because if you run off the box, well, you're out.
The Gales have been very good at not getting called for that. This one she fouls back. Another pitch will be seen by Hannah Ferguson. I think this entire season, And this is the 40th game for the Gales. They've been called out just twice on being out of the box early on the slap hitters. And I believe it was once Hannah Ferguson and once Camille Lara, the two who have been called for that. And those are the two slap hitters for the Gales. The 1-2. This one misses low. Check swing. No swing, says our third base umpire, Jim Bertuzzi. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ferguson really wearing out Kraus here. Thrown 8 pitches already in this showdown. Now a 2-2 count to Ferguson. Kraus delivers. Ferguson fouls it away again. Epic battle here by the sophomore, who again, as we said, came in, her numbers were trending downward. She was up over the 400 mark a few weeks ago, now at 354. But a single her first time up, and now a really great battle here against Kraus her second time up. The 2-2, this one in on the hands, another high chopper, but that one will kick foul again. 10 pitches now seen by Ferguson. She's fouled off 8 of them. She's also watched 2 wide ones. She has not swung and missed at one yet in this plate appearance. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count remains.
She's taking good advantage of staying alive there, just fouling off anything she can, trying to stay on, find some fair contact.
The 2-2 once more. This one misses high, and we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ferguson was behind 0-2 in this one. Battling back, fouling off pitch after pitch, and now she's seen 3 ones miss the zone. And the count goes full. Kraus delivers. This one sent on the ground. Nice backhanded play by Buckley, but the throw nowhere close to in time. And that's the second infield single today for Hannah Ferguson. She owns both of the hits for the Gales today.
And that's why she is the speedster. She is the leadoff person that is at the top of the order for the Gales. She was able to win that battle, that very long battle, taking advantage of fouling any pitch she can. And then she found a hit, and she was able to take advantage of that slow grounder.
First pitch check swing fouled away by Montalongo. That was a 12-pitch showdown between Ferguson and Kraus. And Ferguson just waited it out until she got a pitch that she wanted to put in that signature 5-6 hole. It was a nice backhanded play by Buckley over at third. But with the wheels of Ferguson, especially with the head start there, no chance at getting her. The 0-1, runner takes off, bunt shown. The throw is not in time. Ferguson takes second successfully.
And that speed, we see why she has that speed. She can run on, and she was able to make it in time.
And Ferguson, again, we talk about the incredible stolen base numbers for Marissa Montalongo, but for Ferguson, that is stolen base number 20 on 23 attempts this season.
It's her second one today.
Montalongo now with an RBI opportunity. This one in off the handle, stays in the air long enough for the second baseman Kern to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was looking down at that radar gun there, 68. That's what the fastball from Reagan Kraus can do to you, especially if it goes into the hands, because it could jam into a can of corn play, as we just saw there.
So 1 away here. Now an RBI opportunity for Taylor Lane. First pitch swinging, hammers this to left center, but it stays up long enough for the center fielder to make the catch. That was Jones, and her throw to third is not in time. So a productive out number 2, but it looked like off the bat it would be a bit more.
Yeah, it could have been a bit more. That was a good hit with a lot of good contact on it, but it just found the glove of the left fielder, and she was able. But hey, we got a runner at third. 2 outs, anything can happen now.
Yeah, Sam Buckley, the Gales' RBI queen, up to the plate. Just a true freshman leading this side in many offensive categories, including runs driven in. She takes strike 1. For the season, Buckley has driven in 28. Really impressive numbers from the true freshman out of Burbank, California. The 0-1, skied foul. And quickly she falls behind 0-2. She walked her last time up, did Sam Buckley. Was eventually stranded at first. Gales with 2 hits, 1 run to show for it, albeit an unearned run. Stanford 6 runs on 8 hits and that defensive miscue. The 0-2. Misses wide of the zone, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Something I kind of was thinking about with Reagan throwing a fastball in, because I'm seeing fastball again, is that she can have the ability to try and use the fastball to jam the hitter or try to induce it into a ground ball or a flyout.
The 1-2 misses wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reagan Krause doing battle with Sam Buckley. Wind continuing to blow in from left field, and that's probably what hung the ball up in the air long enough when Taylor Lane's out. Lane has hit the ball on the nose a couple of times, but just has not found any grass. This one skied straight up by Buckley into foul territory, calling for it. Making the catch is the catcher Kaneshiro. She combined so far today, 4 for 6. Wolverton doing battle with Gall, who launched a 3-run home run her last time up. First pitch to her, misses outside. Gall has the average up at 297, 1 for 2 today, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first. That 3-run home run in the second. Scored 2 of the 6 runs for the Stanford Cardinal as she fouls this one away. 1 ball and 1 strike. She's also driven in 3 of their 6 runs. Good day so far and counting for the freshman first baseman Gall. Looks to be good for a very long time for this Cardinal side. The 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think you said this about Gall. A lot of good freshmen, sophomore folks. This team is stacked with juniors and seniors, but there are some young cores that they could roll with for many years to come.
Similar to the Gales as well. This one misses low and away. 3-1 the count. Hitters count for Gall here. I don't think Wolverton wants to fool around and come into her. She may just send one wide of the zone and give Gall first base. However, the ever-dangerous Kaneshiro in the on-deck circle, 2 for 2 today. The 3-1 from Wolverton. This one rolled over on, backing up on it and making the play is Montalongo. Fires over to Taylor Lane for out number 1. And that is a big out number 1 recorded by Avery Wolverton.
Yeah, that's a big out there to prevent a runner on with 1 out and having Kaneshiro the cleanup hitter on and probably do some more damage there. She got the Gall swung at it as if she was expecting something higher, but the bat hit on top of the ball.
So 1 away here. Up steps Kaneshiro. Single and a double today. Scored once. She's driven in 1 as well. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch number 25 for Wolverton here, working in relief. She has been good today. In relief of Nishikawa, this one misses in. 2 balls and no strikes. Kaneshiro works her way into a hitter's count. Kaneshiro, Hayes, and Kern, the 3 who have not been retired today so far for the Cardinal. In fact, Hayes has not had a plate appearance yet. Came in as a pinch runner and then a defensive substitute out in left field. Time is called as Amador goes out to chat with Wolverton. Chan in the on-deck circle. Now the DP. After that switch that put Hayes out in left field. Kaneshiro ahead 2-0 on Wolverton. The pitch in there for a strike. Taking all the way was Kaneshiro. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wolverton dialed it back on the velo there and left that one up in the zone. That's a dangerous spot there.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, but hey, you're behind in the count. You may as well try to throw something and get yourself back into it.
2 balls and 1 strike. Wolverton delivers. Kaneshiro sends this one on 1 hop to Buckley. Her throw a bit low, but able to get that one is Taylor Lane for out number 2. 5-3 on the ground out and continuing to wheel and deal. Avery Wolverton.
That's why she's the relief. She's the top relief pitcher for the Gales. That's someone Coach Sonia Garnett can rely on. She can have the ability to come in relief and kind of calm things down, so to speak.
And the ERA, I say it's slightly elevated just from where it was last year when she led the WCC in ERA. but still very solid as this one's in there for a strike at 3-1-3. The only reason it's a little bit elevated is she has been hurt by the long ball at times this season. 9 home runs surrendered. That's been the one Achilles heel for Avery Wolverton as she works ahead here to Chan. This one in there for a strike, and she's quickly ahead to Chan, 0-2.
Finding those corners, she's finding those pitches there. As we saw, back-to-back pitches that are either high and hit the line or high in the corner.
The 0-2. Wolverton rocks and fires, and this one misses high and wide. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So in the on-deck circle is Kaylin Koch. So Koch would be due up to bat for Hayes, who came in and pinch ran for her and then moved to left field. The 1-2 misses wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wolverton has had much better command of the zone than Nishikawa did today. Not often said that Nishikawa struggles with finding the zone, but she came out and pitched the way she had pitched all season against Cal, and the Bears really just lit her up. So I think she was trying to make a change today, doing that, not to pitch to contact like she tried to do against Cal. And unfortunately, the Cardinal were still able to feast against her. She'll be back in action, no doubt, against Santa Clara later this weekend. The Gales with a 4-game set against the Broncos in Santa Clara. That's set to start Friday night. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Wolverton, offered at and fouled away. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, it wasn't Nishikawa's fault. I could see what she was trying to do. She's trying to pitch around the corner. She was just trying to pitch around, trying to get the corners, get the lines, try to avoid anything or right down the middle or anything hanging. But at the end of the day, when you have an offense as dangerous as Stanford, they will not take any chances with trying to chase or get baited in.
Wolverton delivers another full count pitch. This one sent to center field, and that one will fall in front of Ferguson, who is shaded out over into left center, but that one to straightaway center and sinking rapidly will result 2 runs driven in for Koch. We will see what happens to the lineup defensively, but in order to do that, Wolverton have to set her down first as this one misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. She has not been retired today as Koch. 1 for 1 and a hit by pitch. This one inside out swing, fouled away and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Wolverton now through 2 innings full worked. 2 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, but no runs and no walks. Average up to 293 as we mentioned for Koch. Came in with it just south of 290. The 1-1. This one lined foul wide of the left field line. Just a little behind that one was Koch. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still no wind to speak of here at Cottrell Field here on the campus of St. Mary's College. Weather ticking now down into the low 60s, and the cloud covering up more and more of the patches of blue sky that we had at the start of this game. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wolverton delivers. This one, ringer up, strike 3. Perfectly painted on the outside corner. The 4th, another 0 hung up by Avery Wolverton and Alex Cuttinelli. First pitch to Amador in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Amador grounded out to short. Her first time up, that ended the first inning. Open stance for the Gales catcher. Takes that power step in and lifts an inside-out swing off the roof of the Cardinal dugout down the first base line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now just 53 pitches offered by Regan Krause, who's worked extremely efficiently. She has surrendered 1 unearned run, a couple of hits through 3 innings plus work. She's walked 2. She has not struck out anyone. Gales doing a good job battling to avoid the strikeouts, and this one's back up the middle off the bat of Amador for a single. 3rd hit today for the Gales. Amador sets the table. It'll be the 3rd time that the Gales have led off an inning with a hit.
And good hit there, good solid contact to find the up the middle gap there. Even if the infield wasn't in a normal shift, now we're gonna get another change here.
We'll have a pinch runner for the catcher Amador. That's Gracie Carpenter, another freshman for the Gales, and the #1 choice to pinch run all season long.
I mean, with Carpenter on, it's all about having the speed. Try to get in the runs as quick as you can. You're still down by 5.
Gales doing a good job, though, keeping the bats at bay of the Cardinal since Wolverton has entered the game. All 6 runs charged to the starter, Miya Nishikawa. First pitch swinging, Cervantes gets under this one and skies it very foul, wide of the left field line and out of play. 0-1 the count. She's got great home run pop, tied for the team lead with Taylor Lane. Each of them have left the yard 4 times. She was well out in front of that one. This time shows bunt, drops it down, and unable to get a handle on that was Kaneshiro. I think that'll go down as an E2. So reaching on the error there is Cervantes. Carpenter moves up to second.
I think the interesting thing was that ball didn't have a lot of movement. It just kind of floated up and just landed down.
And I think Kaneshiro, that's why she made a play on it. She wasn't 100% confident that would kick foul. This time a bunt offered by Cuttinelli pops it straight up. This time Kaneshiro able to make a catch on it in foul territory. Both runners retreat as that is the first out.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really blame Cuttinelli for trying something like that. At this point, you got to try against a team like Stanford. You got to try to get all the runs you can, especially, like I said, it's still a 5-run game.
That'll bring up Castillo. Castillo, a sacrifice bunt and an RBI is driven in the only run of the game so far. She has a runner in scoring position today. Calls time here, and we'll regroup after the long look in from Kraus. Castillo didn't like being kept waiting there. First pitch, misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to the right fielder for the Gales out of Salinas. Could drive in 1 with a single, 2 with the gapper the way Cervantes runs over at first. This one in there for a strike, perfectly placed on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kraus being forced to work again. The Gales not going down quietly in this one. The 1-1. This one misses low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Castillo with that RBI. Her last time up. Her 5th of the season. A regular occupant of the 8th spot in the lineup. Breaking ball skied foul and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the changeup from Kraus, and it was left up in the zone. Again, a dangerous spot, but I think Castillo was expecting fastball, and that's why she was so far out in front of that one. If she was on time, she might have just skied it on the infield. The 2-2. This one fouled away at the plate. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gracie Carpenter, the pinch runner for Amador, who led off the inning with a single. She stands on second. Cervantes over at first. She reached on the error, the bobbled ball by the catcher Kaneshiro. The 2-2. Check swing. Fouled back.
I think I'm noticing with all these fouls, it's coming in on the hands. That's what I was talking about when when Kraus is trying to get that fastball in, or that changeup. That changeup was still fast, but she's trying to induce a ground ball or an easy pop out.
2 balls and 2 strikes. This one sent on the ground. 4, 6, and that's all that it'll be. Now coming around and scoring in time is Gracie Carpenter. Getting back to first is Tori Cervantes. Heads up base running from the freshman, and it's 6-2 on the fielder's choice.
Great infield awareness there. Try to force Stanford to try and turn 2 and get out of this inning, but nothing was happening at there. And as I said, good heads-up base running there and get that second run. Now we're in shouting distance. Now you're within an arm's range. It's a 4-run game.
9th place hitter for the Gales, Camille Lara, steps up now with 2 away. Castillo stands at first. First pitch swinging. Laura slaps this one foul wide of the left field foul line. 0-1 the count. Another unearned run comes around to score on Kraus, but she has still put up no earned runs. Just a couple of errors resulting in the 2 runs for the Gales. But like you said, Roddy, the Gales will take it any way they can get it as this one misses up and in 1-1 as they're now within slam range. Obviously with just one runner on, it's a little bit premature to start talking about that, but you get Laura and Ferguson to pass the bat here. Maybe that's an opportunity. Slow roller back to the pitcher. Instead, Kraus is able to gobble it up and flip it on over to Gall to retire the side. One more run comes across for the game. Unscathed, coming in relief of Mia Nishikawa. She will face off with Carmouche to lead things off, followed by Lim and Buckley, at least the 3 scheduled hitters. We did see the Cardinal coaching staff out with the lineup card, so we could expect to see more changes as this one misses high to Carmouche. On the season, Carmouche comes in. This is her 9th appearance, batting .333, just 3 for 9, with a home run, her lone extra base hit. She came in an inning ago as a defensive substitute at third. This one is on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Carmouche from Cypress, Texas, a junior for the Cardinal. Occupied this role before, coming in later in games as this one misses in. 2 balls and 1 strike. This Cardinal roster hailing from all over the United States, not just local products of the Bay Area or even California. We see Washington, Arizona, Illinois, Pennsylvania, just to name a few. Texas, as we just said, for Carmouche, as this one misses low and in. 3 balls and 1 strike, kind of the opposite of what you see from schools outside of California that recruit so heavily from the Golden State. We saw it with Wagner, we saw it with Iowa, we saw it with Marist and North Dakota State, just hefty California heavy lineups. Stanford getting talent from all over the country. The 3-1. Carmouche takes the changeup on the inside corner and we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think that's the thing with being one of those big D1 schools from a Power 5. Well, they're soon to join the ACC anyway next year, but you have that prestige and you can recruit anyone from anywhere in the United States because you have the prestige, you have the money, you can find some good recruitment.
The 3-2, this one hammered to left field, but it drifts foul wide of the left field foul line. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now 45 pitches for Wolverton.
And when I say you have the money, more like you have the resources. I'm not going to get into the NIL stuff. That's another topic for another discussion there. But you have the resources, you have the recruitment, you have the prestige. And we're seeing it with these D1 schools. I mean, there is one Bay Area representation, Taryn Kern, who
the leadoff
hitter from San Jose, California, went to Archbishop Mitty in the Central Coast section.
The 3-2 once again. This one hammered to left field, but it'll stay in the yard. Again, that breeze blowing in, keeping the ball in the yard. Anything that's put up high, and Laura is able to range out under it and make the catch.
I don't think it had anything to do with the breeze. It's just more like she didn't get all of it. I don't think she got all of it if she had any solid contact on it, but she had some contact, but she didn't get all of it there, and hence why it was just a normal fly ball.
That brings up Caitlin Lim, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to first and struck out swinging. Shows bunt momentarily, but quickly pulls it back as this one misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Lim, very solid hitter at .305, but the Gales have done a great job stifling her offensive production so far today. Left-handed hitter. Big bend at the waist there at the plate, but this one in there for a strike, evening things up at 1-1.
That pitch looked like it had a little bit of ketchup and mustard on that, given the way that ball was moving.
1 ball and 1 strike now the count. The redshirt sophomore Wolverton in the circle. Bunt drop down. Wolverton fields it cleanly. Throws over to Montalongo, covering not in time, and it's an infield single for Lim. Already the 4th bunt single dropped down by this Cardinal side today.
Yeah, they're not taking any advantages of trying to just swing it. All you just have to do is lay one down and let your legs do all the running, do all the power, do all the hustle. And it's working out for the Cardinal. Their fourth bunt single today in this game. They're using that speed instead of solid power.
That was the 10th hit of the game for the Stanford Cardinal. As now Wolverton will face the 9th place hitter Buckley. Bluffed there by the runner at first, but she retreats back. That's Lim as this one misses into Buckley. Still looking for that first collegiate hit. The most hits the Gales have surrendered this season. That's 16 they gave up in a loss to Utah Valley. That was back second week of the season against the Wolverines. The 1-0. This one misses in. The throw down, not in time. Lim steals second. So with that stolen base for Lim, it is her 5th on 5 tries this season. Buckley today is lined out to center, robbed by the center fielder for the Gales. Hannah Ferguson also gave one a pretty good ride to the warning track out and left that was tracked down by Camille Lara. So she's hit the ball well today, swings and misses over the top of that breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that looked like something that was hittable, but it was just a little too early there for make anything happen, and as a result, got that first strike of this at bat.
2 balls and 1 strike. Wolverton still behind on the 9th place hitter Buckley. The 2-1. This one spiked foul wide of Sam Buckley at third. This is nearly Buckley on Buckley crime there. Kylie Buckley at the plate. Sam Buckley at the hot corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gales looking to hang up another 0. 1 away here and a runner in scoring position. That's Lim after stealing second. The 2-2 from Wolverton. Just a bit outside, and we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
How's that outside corner there that Avery has liked thus far? That upper and lower corners she's trying to paint. Nothing on that one for sure. That was close.
First base is unoccupied, but you don't want to roll it over for the top of the order. The 3-2. This one stung back to Wolverton. It gets off of her glove, fielded by Cervantes, and not in time, and that'll be an error on the Gales.
That looked like an awkward hit to begin with, because it looked like, from the way Buckley was swinging that bat, it came off just the tip, and it had a little bit of AstroTurf action as it just bounced off Wolverton, and nothing could be made out of, even after Cervantes picked it up. It just looked like a very awkward hit.
Yeah, certainly, even if I think Wolverton doesn't get the leather on it, the way that ball is spinning, it's going to get to the shortstop Cervantes slowly. And in that case, I think it may be an infield hit. But because Wolverton gets her glove on it, it looked like a pretty typical play there. But again, I think the spin just nicked it off of her glove instead. And that's why able to get over to first was Buckley, and there are 2 on. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1 to Kern. Kern has been on all 3 times today, hit by a pitch, walked, and singled. She scored twice back in the first and second. Last time up, she singled through the right side. 1 away here. Wolverton looking for a ground ball. This one misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm certain that strikeout is the first thing on her mind. Not a lot of strikeouts today to tell you about. 2 for Wolverton. Couple from Nishikawa. The Gales have not struck out today. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch, taking off as the runner. Throw goes back to third, and it's a stolen base for Buckley. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Kern, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Looked like Amador had nowhere to go on that one when she had that little pitch out and throw, so she had no choice but to check that runner on third.
We're here in the top of the 5th, 4-run ball game. This one misses away. 3 balls and 1 strike, and now in danger of loading the bases is Avery Wolverton with the ever-dangerous Jones in the on-deck circle. Emily Jones today 2 for 3 with a couple of perfectly placed bunt singles.
As someone I knew once said, just play catch at this point. Don't try to go too hard with those corners.
3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. This one skied to left center. Ferguson ranges over, makes the catch. Should be deep enough to score. Lim from third, and it will. It's a sacrifice fly. Make it 7-2 Cardinal.
Well, for anything, it doesn't prevent any damage other than that just one run. But there are two away now, so any ball could work out.
So 2 away here. Runner still at second. For now, we'll score that as an unearned run against Wolverton. May go back and look at the film later to review if that would have been a hit or an error off of Wolverton's glove. First pitch swinging, hit on the ground to Montalongo, gets a friendly hop, and it's fired over 4-3 to retire the side. One more comes across for Stanford. It's 7-2 Cardinal leading the Gales here on ESPN+. To the pitcher in the first. That being said, she was thrown out going second to third back in the first and stranded at third back in the third. So Ferguson doing her job to set the table but hasn't been able to reap the rewards. Slow chopper over to third. Nice pick play there by Carmouche, but no throw even attempted, and it's a 3-for-3 day for Hannah Ferguson.
It's the second time we've seen a hit like that from Ferguson on the other hand. Second of those choppy bounces there, and she let her speed do all the other help of that to get on with another leadoff hit.
Good work for Ferguson today. It had been a struggle of late. Good to see her getting on base where she can do more of her damage, as this one's in there for a strike to Montalongo. Nothing in one. Coming into this one, Ferguson 0 for her last 7. She went 0 for 4 in the finale against Pacific, 0 for 3 against San Jose State last Wednesday. Another bunt shown. This time it's pulled back as the pitch misses wide. A bluff throw back to first, but nobody was covering over there with the first baseman Gall pulled forward in case of the bunt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Montalongo, the senior. The pitch, and that one hit Montalongo. There will be 2 on with nobody out.
No.
I know they'll say that got part of the bat, so
No.
a foul ball instead.
It hit off the knob. It hit off the bat knob. It didn't hit off her elbow. It went off the bat knob, so that's a foul ball.
So just a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. For Ferguson, this was her fifth 3-hit game this season for the leadoff hitter for the Gales. This one hit on the ground, nicely stopped there by Kraus. 1-6-3, return throw to first, not in time. But it's a fielder's choice, and Ferguson eliminated on the base pass again. Now Montalongo at first.
It's a nice hit there, but just found the glove of Kraus, and she was able to get that fielder's choice on.
Now, hold on a second here. The umpires will come together. Coming out was head coach Jessica Allister saying that there was an interference play made by...
On the other hand, I didn't see it because I was only focusing on what was happening at second. I didn't see, the corner of my eye did catch a little bit of what was happening at first, but it didn't look like there was any interference going on.
And Coach Allister continuing now with the finger out in the face of home plate umpire Eddie Cooper, trying to continue to plead her case. Now, the call has already been made safe, but she clearly does not agree and wants to have her case heard, and now is being sent back to the dugout. Montalongo safe at first. The biggest speed threat for the Gales over on first now has swiped 29 of 31, in third place alone in program history for single-season stolen bases. In fifth now, tied for fifth for the program, as this one misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Program record is 39 in a single season. It's been done twice, and Montalongo will come close, like we said, at 29 now. This one from Taylor Lane, hit on the ground. 4-6-3. Taylor Lane beats out the throw, another fielder's choice.
Looks like we're going to have another change here.
Looks like a pinch runner likely for Taylor Lane.
No, hit pinch hitter.
I know, a pinch hitter for Sam Buckley. Interesting choice there. A little shuffle of the deck. Buckley, the scheduled hitter today, was 0 for 1, fouled out to the catcher, also worked a walk, but the Gales go with their reserve catcher, Angelina Franco, to pinch hit here. Franco, power hitter for the Gales, comes in, likely just will pinch hit this lone time, and then Buckley will return to the game at first as this one misses low at third, beg your pardon, low in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. At first is Taylor Lane. Buckley, 396 hitter coming in. Franco comes in with the average at 172. 1 home run, 8 runs driven in. Fouls this one off of her back foot, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Franco, a senior for the Gales. She hails from Arleta, California in the San Fernando Valley. John F. Kennedy High School where she prepped. Now in her 4th season with St. Mary's, the Gales with a couple of veteran catchers. Amador, a junior, the starter. Franco, the senior. The 1-1. On the outside corner for a strike, 1 and 2. Franco saw a lot of time behind the dish at the beginning of the season while Amador battled injury and illness. Amador, however, has worked her way back to the everyday catcher role. Franco here, a pinch hit appearance. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kraus delivers this one in the dirt. Nicely picked there by Kaneshiro. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. This 5-run ball game, 7-2. Cardinal leading the Gales. 7 runs on 10 hits for Stanford, 2 on 4 hits for the Gales. The 2-2. This one skied into left field, drifting into foul territory, and making the catch is the Cardinal left fielder Chan to retire the side. We head to the 6th, 7-2, Cardinal leading the Gales on ESPN+. But again, the way Sam Buckley has swung the bat all season and played the hot corner, she will typically get the start. Now Cabral getting a chance to play there here in the top of the 6th. Wolverton, first pitch swinging by Gall, and Cabral will give chase, run out of real estate as this one's fouled away, 0-1. 62 pitches for Wolverton, working in relief of Mia Nishikawa. Wolverton just 1 unearned run allowed on 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. No balls and 1 strike to Gall, who has left the yard already today. That one misses up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. She's faced Wolverton just once today and grounded out to second. Against Nishikawa, hit into a fielder's choice back in the 1st. Ground ball to second as well. And then the 3-run homer in the 2nd. This one fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gotta be really happy with the work you've received from Avery Wolverton if you're in that Gales dugout. Player who has not quite captured the lightning in a bottle that she had a season ago. But this has been one of her better outings as this one misses wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I gotta agree with you. That's why she is, as I said, she is one of the top relievers for the Gales squad. She can have that ability to manage things down, calm things down. She's only just given up 1 run in this relief appearance.
And an unearned run at that. This one misses wide, 3-2. Obviously an unearned run that came across because of an error you committed. So I'm sure that stings a little bit. But nonetheless, it's been a truly strong performance from Wolverton, who's coming off of back-to-back losses against San Jose State and Pacific. The 3-2 from Wolverton. This one hit on the ground to Montalongo, skips off of her glove, but is able to recover and release the underhand flip to Taylor Lane for the first out. That is where Gall has hit it when it's stayed in the yard, hard on the ground to second base. Other than that, she left the yard, but a fielder's choice, 4-6, she reached on and scored in the 1st, and now 2 ground outs to second off of the pitches delivered by Avery Wolverton. Now Kaneshiro, single in the 1st, double in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. She's scored once, she's driven in 1. The catcher for the Cardinal, out of Santa Clarita, Hart High School, where she prepped. Known for their baseball and softball prowess. Hart, I believe the producers of Current Dodger ace Tyler Glasnow as this one misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Kaneshiro, excellent right-handed batter. Comes in with the average at .293, tied for the team lead with 9 home runs. This one in there for a strike, evening things up at 1-1. She had that lead all by herself coming into this game. That was before Ava Gall left the yard, tying her up with 9. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wolverton delivers. This one's skied to medium deep right field. Castillo has a beat on it, and she will make the catch for the second out. Wolverton continuing to pitch well. That's now 3 straight retired by her, going back to the 5th inning. Beg your pardon, 4 straight now.
Yeah, it's all about the control and the precision of where that pitches are landing, because you want to try and make something that's easy for your defense to kind of roll it or catch for an out. And we're seeing that right now with 2 away.
2 away indeed. Up steps Chan. 2 for 3 today with a couple of singles for the left-handed hitting outfielder. Offers at the first one, sends it on the ground. High hop there, able to adjust was Montalongo. Fires over to Lane. 1, 2, 3, go the Cardinal. As we head to the bottom of the sleece, her spot did. It was Gracie Carpenter who scored on a fielder's choice. Made it at the time 6-2. Now our score at 7-2. This one misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. Now 80 pitches delivered by Kraus, who, while she hasn't had the massive strikeout numbers, has done a good job keeping the bats of the Gales quiet. 3 infield singles surrendered to Ferguson, as this one's in there for a strike, 1-1, and 1 single that actually got to the outfield. That was off the bat of Amador in the 4th, right back up the middle.
Yeah, it's just a...
The 1-1, this one back up the middle again. Amador, another single. She has a multi-hit ball game. Well done by the catcher, who's going to see her average get over 300 after the 2-hit day today.
Now those nice hits that so far have been either infield singles or up the middle, as we're seeing from these Gales. Those are what St. Mary's has been having for most of this part. That 5th hit of the game was up the middle. It seems like that's their sweet spot for today's game, for much of today.
Amador will be allowed to run the base pass this time. First pitch, inside out swing, fouled away off the bat of Tori Cervantes. 0-1. Cervantes today hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th. Was eventually eliminated on a fielder's choice. Gracie Carpenter, running for Amador at the time, would come in and score. This one, elevated pitch in on the hands, fouled back, and quickly in the driver's seat is Kraus on Cervantes, 0-2. So 5 hits for the Gales, 3 belonging to Ferguson, 2 to Amador. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Gales trail it by 5. Time is called here. We saw a softball or
it's a tennis ball.
A tennis ball make its way out of the dugout. Not sure what that's doing out here. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Kraus misses high. Good leave there by Cervantes. Brought the bat off the shoulder momentarily. Quickly returned it there.
Normally the tennis courts would be right behind the 3rd base dugout, but we had a tennis ball here, so I'm not sure how that happened.
Those are courts behind us. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and there is the first strikeout of the game for Kraus. She gets Cervantes with the hard-tailing fastball for out number 1.
Yeah, no surprises that she decides to use the fastball there for that strike three. It's something that's been pretty fast, one of the fastest we've seen this season thus far, and that one clocked it at 67.
Kraus delivers to Cuttinelli, drives this one to left, and that one falls in fair. That'll be extra bases for Cuttinelli. It gets all the way to the wall. Cuttinelli holds up at second. It's an RBI double as Genevieve Amador scores, and it's 7-3. Here come the Gales.
Yep, here come the Gales indeed. It looked like Cuttinelli kind of took advantage of the fact that the outfield was actually shifting a little farther to the right, and she was able to poke one that would land right near the left field foul line, and she was able to take advantage for extra bases.
And Chan left her feet there, allowing that ball to get past her and all the way to the wall, which was more than enough time for Amador to score from first. Cuttinelli, the team leader in doubles for the Gales. That was her 9th of the season, if I'm not mistaken. First pitch swinging. This one fouled away by Castillo. And indeed, that was her 9th. She was tied with Sam Buckley, each who had 8 this season, but now stands alone with 9. The RBI for Cuttinelli was her 17th of her strong freshman season. This one skied foul and out of play. 0-2 the count. Kraus works ahead to Castillo, who has an RBI today. Backed a couple of RBI. Both on fielder, or once on a sacrifice bunt, once on a fielder's choice. The 8th place hitter for the Gales came in with 4. She has 6 now. Sends this one on the ground to the shortstop Buckley. Buckley's throw is low, but dug out nicely by the first baseman Gall. Throw back to third, and back in diving is Cuttinelli.
I think for a lot of the fact that, like I said, the infield singles are playing a big part of why the Gales get on base. That one was another of those infield singles that were nearly close, but he was just out by about half a step.
Castillo runs extremely well, but it was a nice play by Buckley over at short. Another run 60 feet away from home as the 9th place hitter Camille Lara comes up to the plate. First pitch to her misses away. Lara, another freshman in this lineup for the Gales. They go freshman heavy. You look at it, they've got Buckley, who's now no longer in the lineup, also Cuttinelli and Lara, and Nishikawa, the starting pitcher. The 1-0. This one slapped on the ground under the glove of the shortstop Buckley, and that's an RBI single for Camille Lara.
Now we're getting to see what Sam Buckley is made of now. We haven't seen that. We've seen a lot of that for much of this game, but she is able to find,
making her 9th appearance out of the bullpen, her 16th appearance overall, 3-0 with a 1.91 ERA. First pitch in there for a strike to Hannah Ferguson, 0-1 the count. She enters with the tying run in the on-deck circle. So if she were to close out this game, this is a save opportunity for her. She does not have a save this season. This one slapped at and fouled straight back. 0-2. She's quickly ahead to Ferguson. So it was 3 times through the lineup for Kraus. She surrendered 4 runs on 7 hits, but only 2 of those earned. Overall, a strong outing, especially when you get 7 runs of support from your offense. The 0-2. This one misses wide. Taking off late is Lara, and she is hung out to dry. Pretty throw by Kaneshiro. Tag applied by the second baseman Kern. The Gales strike for 2 more. 3-run deficit. Gales will start the bottom of the 7th with the top of their order, and Hannah Ferguson, after Camille Lara was eliminated, caught stealing. First pitch from Wolverton to Koch, skied out to left field. Long run and unable to make the diving catch there was Camille Lara, and it's a single for Koch.
Even if she tried to put the basket hand on that, she tried to put, as Lara tried to reach out and catch it with the underhand catch, but even then, I don't think she would have caught it anyway, since why she made a last-minute change there to switch to the normal catching style of the hand on top.
And it looks like we'll have a pinch runner here for Koch. I believe that's number 9, and that is going to be Ellie Eck. So Eck will pinch run for the designated player Koch. Second different player to pinch run for Koch. And now she stands at first. Wolverton delivers. First pitch swinging from Carmouche. This one sent to left field. Drifting over to the foul line and making the catch is Camille Lara for the first out. One away here. Caitlin Lim now up to the plate. Carmouche twice giving the ball a pretty good ride out to left, but both times it stayed in the yard. As we mentioned, her only extra base hit this season was a home run. Looking like a pure pull hitter, I would assume that one went out to left. Now Lim singled and scored her last time up back in the 5th. This one sent to left field. Camille Lara has been busy this inning, makes the catch, fires it back in. Retreating back to first is Eck, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, pretty busy in previous inning thus far for the left fielder Laura. She's been kind of all over the map of her range, but she is able to make some plays there, and that's the second out.
Up steps the shortstop, Buckley, looking for her first hit. She did reach on an error her last time up. A little cue shot hit out to the pitcher, Wolverton, that she wasn't able to get the leather completely on, and it eventually got over to the shortstop, Cervantes. Cervantes made a throw, but not in time. First pitch swinging. This one driven to straightaway center field, and that one is gone. First career hit for Buckley, and it is a no-doubt blast to the deepest part of the ballpark, and that makes it 9-4 Cardinal. Congratulations to Buckley.
Yeah. No, you go first.
Well, we've been saying congratulations to Buckley quite a bit here at Cottrell Field. That was for Sam Buckley of the Gales, but this was Kylie Buckley, and it's her moment now.
And definitely it is her moment. It took us a little while to get there, especially with that near call that first time around in left field where there was no wind. She got all of it this time second round, and she got it good as she made a lot of contact on that, and she was able to find that little gap way over the fence over in center for that goner.
She had been hitting the ball well all day long. Obviously, that little cue shot error was the only one that she did not hit right on the nose. That one she got all of. This one misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. We talked about it, how the long ball has plagued Avery Wolverton this season. Those are the first earned runs she's allowed in this contest. That was the 10th home run she surrendered this year. As the 1-0 is in there for a strike to Kern, evening things up at 1-1. So 10 home runs allowed in 70 innings. Those of you non-math majors, that is a home run per game, assuming she goes the full 7 complete game. You'd like to see that come down a little bit. Everything else, though, has been really solid from Wolverton today, as this one misses wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. You look at Wolverton, she's surrendered 3 runs since coming in. The Gales have scored 4.
I mean, it's a bit of a shame that home run had to kind of ruin things, because she was really solid for the most part. Just that one unearned run throughout there and then.
The 2-1. This one misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Kern, who has been on base 3 times today. Hit by a pitch, walked, singled, and has a sacrifice fly. So just 1 for 1, despite this being her 5th plate appearance today. She has left the yard 6 times. Plenty of pop out of the bat of this leadoff hitter. The 3-1 misses wide, ball 4. That is the 4th time in 5 tries that Kern works her way on a row with a hit. That continued back in the first inning with her single and added another one in the second for good measure, coming around to score. 9-4 our score. Stanford back ahead by 5. This one misses away. Bluff throw there by Amador after the bluff from Kern over at first. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, it seems like someone now is warming up in the St. Mary's bullpen. I believe that would be Odie Vasquez out there in left.
1 ball and no strikes. Wolverton delivers. This one hit, 1 hopped, knocked down there by Montalongo, then feeds it on over to Taylor Lane to retire the side. A 2-run blast, the first career hit for the 9th place hitter to start things off here as the Gales look to claw back here in the bottom of the 7th. Back to work is Alyssa Houston, as this one is swung on and missed. 0-1 Houston ahead of Ferguson. Of course, all 3 of Ferguson's hits coming against the starter, Reagan Krause, in line for her 17th win of the season. Right now in line for her 6th loss is Mia Nishikawa. This one dips below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. So if the score line holds, Nishikawa would fall to 10-6. Krause would improve to 17-3, and it would be the first save for Alyssa Houston by my count. This one misses in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Houston came in at the time. It was a 7-4 game with the tying run in the on-deck circle. That was a frame ago. 2 balls and 1 strike. Houston delivers. This one stung foul, out of play. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ferguson continuing to battle this time against Houston. She got a little bit of a sneak peek against Houston when Laura was on the base pass. Laura, of course, eliminated there, so she saw two of the offerings from Houston and letting it go, despite it not going down as a plate appearance. Houston long look in, gets the sign and delivers. Ferguson slaps this one to left, but it stays up long enough for Eck to make the catch, the new left fielder.
Will just be a 3-for-4 day now for Ferguson. That was actually another good hit, though. Excuse me, with the slap hitter action, though, but there was a left fielder on there ready to play for that one.
Yeah, and knowing the scouting report there, Eck is playing shaded in with that slap hit. You're not going to get much power to anything out to the outfield, so you can play in, especially to the opposite side as the first pitch misses low to Montalongo. And Eck there made that one look easy. And that is not an easy play by any means. Not a high degree of difficulty out there in left field, but certainly not an easy play as well. But it was routine for Eck, as they always say. New player on the field, the ball will find you. Eck was ready as this one's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marissa Montalongo, who's been on twice today, once via the walk, once via the fielder's choice. 0 for 2 with a walk. Made it as far as second base today. That was a stolen base back in the first after she walked. Shows bunt here. Drops it down, but it gets foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And when you saw that bunt there from Montalongo, it came in hot. It came in with the pitch. It came in inside. She wasn't able to put some contact to lay it down and give her a running chance. Hence why it bounced foul.
Yeah, good velo on that one as well from Houston. Almost knocked the bat out of the hands of Montalongo. The 1-2 misses wide of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 12 pitches so far issued by Houston in relief of Kraus. Excellent day for Kraus. She goes 5 2/3. 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 7 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. She went 92 pitches. The 2-2 misses high, and we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Marissa Montalongo. 9-4 our score. Montalongo just looking to set the table here with 1 away. The 3-2 from Houston. This one cued out, a slow roller to second base. Kern gets there, and the throw is in time. Montalongo out by half a step for the second out.
I could have sworn that we saw that hit earlier, and that was an infield thing, and that wasn't that was an error, unfortunately. But that one was really close. It was another one of those awkward hits where it just hits off the tip, and it just has that weird carom and red scream, but it was an out by just half a step that time around.
Now Taylor Lane fouls the first pitch away. She sees nothing in, 1 the count. Lane hit the ball extremely hard back in the first and third. Line drive to center field and a 1-6 line out back to the pitcher. Those were her first 2 plate appearances as this one misses in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last time reached on a fielder's choice. Montalongo eliminated on that one, but Lane was able to leg it out. That was back in the 5th inning for the Gales. The 1-1 drifts wide of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Taylor Lane looking to spark a 2-out rally, looking to slam the door shut on the Gales' hopes for an upset. That's Alyssa Houston in the circle. The pitch misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike.
You don't want to do too much. You want to get your control back from if you're Alyssa Houston. She's been trying to go for a corner. She's trying to paint the lines there, try to get that strike in, but she hasn't found it thus far.
Both teams have surrendered 2 walks today. Houston has not walked anybody yet. The 3-1 misses outside, and there is the first walk surrendered by Houston. Taylor Lane on base, and up steps Lindsay Cabral. Unless we'll have a pinch hitter. Coach Sonia Garnett coming over with the lineup card, but this may be a pinch runner instead for Taylor Lane. Lane is retreating over from first base back to the dugout, and it will be Marissa Nishihara on to pinch run. The senior comes on to run with Lindsay Cabral coming up to the plate. Ishihara comes in to pinch run with 2 away. Lindsay Cabral up to the plate, batting .200 this season. Her last time up, she had an RBI double, her first hit of the year. That was against UC Davis towards the end of that game. It was in the final inning of the game that was the 200th career victory for head coach Sonia Garnett, split between the Academy of Art and St. Mary's. That victory over the Aggies for the Gales. First pitch, in there for a strike, 0-1.
Looks like Houston found that corner again, found that upper line again to find that strike for that first pitch. She's ahead 0-1.
Now she delivered 4 wide ones to Taylor Lane after working ahead 0-1. This one's fouled back, 0-2. Gales down to their last strike.
Yeah, that was something that looked like Cabral was trying to swing, get some barrel on. I mean, you got to do something with 2 outs, get a 2-out rally going when you're down by 5.
No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Houston delivers. This one misses high and wide. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 22 pitches so far for Houston out of the bullpen. 11 strikes, 11 wide ones. Has not surrendered a run yet, or a hit for the matter, just the walk as this one misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Looks like that fastball or that changeup is going away from her because it's going high wide or high top. Nothing that's going down or in the zone. Nothing to control and get the bait going.
The 2-2 check swing, and Cabral is rung up. She can't believe it. But the Cardinal finish the Gales off as they take it 9-4